All right, it looks like we have a blackout of news happening in the Southeast Asia region of the Philippines. The country of the Philippines government orders shutdown of the country's leading broadcast network, ABS-CBN. In wake of the shutdown, the media corporation took to social media platforms to let their audience know that they will continue to provide news, even though the ABS-CBN broadcast operations have been stopped by TV and radio stations across the country. Our service and news continues on our cable channels, which is a paid platform, and online platforms, which a lot of the poor cannot afford. The cease and desist order covers 42 television stations operated by ABS-CBN across the country, including Channel 2, 10 digital broadcast channels, 18 FM stations, and 5 AM stations. The network subsequently signed off the airing of news program TV Patrol. ABS-CBN was also given 10 days for its explanation on why its assigned frequencies should not be recalled. They said on Facebook. The shutdown of the ABS-CBN comes after their renewal had been pending in Congress, which is controlled by Duterte's allies. The hearings have been delayed due to the pandemic. In addition to ABS-CBN, the country's leading newspaper, Philippine Daily Inquirer, and the online news organization Rappler have been attacked for being critical of Duterte. On May 5th, the Philippines' leading broadcast network went dark under the orders of the government. The shutdown of the free TV and radio network sent a shock through the country. That's free TV and radio. I cannot imagine not having free TV or radio, as it was the primary source of news during the coronavirus pandemic for many. This is in compliance with the cease and desist order issued by the National Telecommunications today that prohibits ABS-CBN from continuing its broadcast operations effective immediately, the company said in a statement given to media. The statement continued, millions of Filipinos will lose their source of news and entertainment when people need critical and timely information as the nation deals with the COVID-19 pandemic. And I do believe this is also the free channel and broadcast that you might even see on buses. Is that correct? Yes. Okay. So that's pretty critical because there's a lot of traveling going on in the Philippines, even as tourists. And you will see those TVs on, and sometimes you'll grab some news on there. And that's too bad, unless you're in a hotel and have cable. ABS-CBN employs over 11,000 people and have been operating as a 25-year congressional franchise. The network has been critical of Duterte's controversial war on drugs. Many media groups have accused him of silencing media like ABS-CBN because of his anti-drug crackdown. On top of that, the relationship between Filipino president and ABS-CBN has been proven to be tense all the way back to 2016, when he accused them of not running his campaign ads. Government officials have denied that the shutdown was a press freedom issue. I would definitely say it's an issue. There's a lot less news being reported, free news being reported for the people now. Duterte's shoot-them-all approach to COVID-19 threatens his legacy as poor suffer in the Philippines. Under the lockdown, the social conditions of the poor have worsened dramatically, which culminated in Duterte threatening to shoot demonstrators demanding food. And it's got to be a tense situation because some of the poor of the Philippines, they make the money that they're going to use for that day to eat. And that is the case. So the reality of it on the ground, there is no social programs. Is that correct? Unless there's outside country, programs from the outside of the country. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So that's pretty critical when they can't work. Well, we're going through a lot of hard times right now, but there is no open field for them to pick. They must work. They must eat. And it's going to be hard to monitor this with the freedom of press being kind of stymied there. The U.S.-Philippines Visiting Forces Agreement isn't dead, from Foreign Policy magazine. We have only 2 other articles coming out from the last week saying the Duterte security advisor says joint patrol is okay if not hostile to China. Okay, so China is definitely a big issue. And we see here, Solon asks is freedom of speech limited to praising Duterte in China. So definitely the issues that are going on within the political realm of the Philippines. But to see how much that information is going to actually be released, how it's going to be filtered now that there is no longer a mainstream media reporting on this. We often caught some of their news clips online, and I don't know if that'll still be accessible. It probably should be, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so we have online news media, so we will be able to have access to that. The ideal thing to do is to get if you can afford it, you put down the money, you throw up a 20, 30-foot antenna, and you grab some signal and you watch some TV, you hear some national news. It's just the best way to keep informed, and now this is not available. Thanks for watching.